All right, a very good evening to you. It is the 19th day of May 2025, just a minute past 9 p.m. That is the top of the hour, when we are just about to be informing you on everything that is shaping your world of news. And the question that we are asking this night is it intimidation tactics? This follows the recent happenings in the country. That is from the recent release of expulsion of nominated Senator Gloria Orwoba from the UDA party, and his parliament position is to be replaced by Consolata Wabwire from Kimilili, Bungoma County. At the same time, we have the developments of Wamunyoro, that is of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who says that his life is in danger, and there is a state plan of his silence, or his political silence, that is from allegations that he was targeted by biological weapons to paralyze his brain for 3 months. So that is also a question, or it links to the question we're asking this night, that is it intimidation tactics? And also across our borders, we have the developments of Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu saying that she will not allow activists from within or without Tanzania to destabilize her country. And she says that that is her mandate, to maintain peace and stability in Tanzania, and she will not allow any other person, either from within or without, to bring chaos in the country. Those are just some of the developments that we are having on our news bulletin tonight, and we are to inform you on many more. But first, before we get into the details, let's get an introduction.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Anyango, Sylvia.
That's right, our sign language interpreter tonight is Brian Perry. Remember, this broadcast, that is KUTV News at 9, is also coming to you live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya, and you can also send us your feedback and engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at Anyango Sylvia KE. We begin. Now, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has broken his silence after disappearing following a dramatic raid on his Karen and Wamunyoro residences. In a media briefing, Gachagua accused President William Ruto of orchestrating the raid as part of a scheme to end his political career. Despite the tense standoff, the former Deputy President expressed his willingness to surrender to the police. As Edward Nyamu reports, Gachagua's remarks have sparked intense debate over the political fallout of this high-profile incident.
Ningewachilia supporters yangu watoke. Can you imagine kama ni Raila Odinga alitolewa kwa kiti? Ingekuwa namna gani?
Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and Democracy for Citizens Party leader has linked the raid on his Karen and Wamunyoro residence to President William Ruto, whom he claims is the mastermind behind the operation. According to Gachagua, rogue officers allegedly under the National Intelligence Service attempted to frame him for illegal possession of firearms with a plan to incapacitate him using dangerous chemicals.
Let me assure the planners of this violence that you will not stop the cause of the people of Kenya. The one-term movement and the DCP party popularity will not be stopped and will not be slowed down. The cause to liberate Kenya is not about Rigathi Gachagua. All the leaders with me. Wasting time and resources to stop me is a zero-sum game. The people of the Republic of Kenya have said that lies must stop.
It is reported that the officers were conducting a manhunt for Gachagua while he was attending a church service in Murang'a. According to Gachagua's legal team led by Ndegwa Njiru, the former DP narrowly escaped the raid. The lawyers have since called on the government to present formal charges, if any, that justify the search and pursuit on their client.
At about 2:30 p.m., we received further intelligence from the deployed patriotic officers who are not in agreement with the information that they had clear instructions to plant arms and weapons in our convoy to provide evidence to arrest us and get evidence that they could charge us with in court. After about 30 minutes, the killer squad was joined by their counterparts who are highly trained in the use of biological weapons. Their instructions were to poison me through inhaled chemicals that would paralyze my brain within 3 months. This was the intent and the purpose of the whole operation.
Gachagua has long raised concerns about his safety and has previously accused the government of withdrawing his security details to expose him to harm. The raid follows recent comments he made on a one-on-one interview with one of the popularly followed Gen Z show, where he was comparing the current political climate and the 2007 post-election violence, which were viewed as inflammatory. However, Gachagua appeared to justify his comments.
Mimi nilisema juzi, na mimi naona they are trying to change the context of what I said. Mimi sijasema Kenya itakuwa na fujo. Mimi nimesema, nikisikiza wa Kenya vile wanasema wewe William Ruto usijaribu kuiba uchaguzi, na nimeuliza IBC, please be patriotic, msiweke hii nchi kwa shida, because history has shown when there is a contested election there can be violence, and it has happened, and we must refer to history.
Gachagua is once again on the wrong side of the government after he was earlier associated with the Gen Z-led protest, where he was said to have funded the riot, something that he differed with publicly. Now with the raid in Gachagua's camp, political temperatures continue to escalate, with a number of leaders condemning the act, calling it as an intimidation play. Edward Nyamo, KUTV.
Now this morning, Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya was arrested following a raid by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, that is EACC, at his Kitale residence. The arrest is linked to an ongoing investigation into alleged embezzlement of public funds. The dramatic turn of events has sparked chaos in Kitale, with the residents storming the EACC offices in protest, leading to widespread vandalism and riots across the town. Elimelech Mwadori has the full report on the developments that have crippled Trans Nzoia County.
Havoc has escalated in Kitale town this afternoon as the angry diehards of Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya went on an angry riot following the raiding of Natembeya's home at Milimali area in Kitale this morning, which has eventually translated to his arrest. According to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC, the morning raid targeted the homes of County Chief and 4 others concerning the alleged irregular procurement and fictitious payments of 1.4 billion shillings by the county government of Trans Nzoia during the 2022-2023 and 2024-2025 financial year. Tension has flared outside the residence as scores of Natembeya's fans thronged the scene, confronting officers and engaging in tense standoffs, with some of the commission vehicles being vandalized by who the commission officers have referred to as a group of rowdy youths. The police have, however, threw tear gas in attempt to restore order. The EACC has warned locals involved in the scene that they risk being taken to court for obstruction of duty. This happens hours after Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka alleged that the EACC, regardless of it being a governmental institution, is weaponized against those exercising their political rights. As investigations continue to unfold, the arrest of George Natembeya by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission marks yet another high-profile move in Kenya's ongoing war against graft. The nation now watches closely as due processes take its course. Elimelech Mwadori, Nairobi.
Now, Mumias East Member of Parliament Peter Salasia has been released on a cash bail of 200,000 Kenyan shillings in a hate speech case. During the proceedings at the Milimani High Court on Monday, Salasia's defense team argued that the Member of Parliament was arrested in a brutal manner and that they were denied access to their client. Lawyer Kenneth Chesa called for reinstatement of Salasia's security detail to ensure his safety and criticized the use of security forces to suppress government criticism. He further alleged that Salasia's arrest was politically motivated and aimed at silencing his political ambitions for the 2027 elections. Recounting his arrest on May 16th, Salasia stated that individuals claiming to be DCI officers ambushed his convoy, fired shots at the vehicles in his outrage in Isiolo, and eventually detained him. Now, a midnight inferno in the Kosovo area of Mathare slums, Nairobi, has claimed 5 lives, including 2 children, and left 4 others hospitalized with injuries. The devastating fire reduced 8 residential houses and church to ashes, plunging the community into mourning. Emergency responders worked tirelessly to contain the blaze, but the damage was extensive and the loss immeasurable. As investigations into the cause of the fire continue, the affected families are appealing for urgent support.
A somber atmosphere now hangs in Mathare, Kosovo area, Nairobi County, after fire ravaged the neighborhood, leaving 5 people dead and 4 others injured. The blaze spread rapidly, engulfing a 2-story building and reducing it to ashes. Firefighters arrived at the scene to battle the raging inferno, while emergency teams scoured the ruins, searching for survivors and victims. According to Jeremiah Kathan, chairman of Mathare 4B, the fire left 3 adults and 2 children burned beyond recognition. 1 man is in critical condition and remains in the intensive care unit, while 3 other survivors are in stable condition.
Hatujawahi kuona yenye imefanyika hiyo siku ya jana kuamkia leo. Mwendo wa saa 6 hivi usiku ndio nilipata call ya kwamba kuna moto imetokea kwa ile yako. Weenda ukimbia uone. Wakati nilikuja huku nikakuta iko more than necessary, usifika hata karibu. But what we did, tulijaribu yesalo, sipokuwa tumepoteza watu 5. That is watoto 2 na watu wasima 3.
Former hospital ward MCA George Oshola commended the neighbors' quick action to mitigate the damage, but sadly they were unable to save the lives of those who perished in the fire.
There's another ward called Mabatini. So wale walianza kuona moto. Then they came, watu wakaamka, watu wakaanza kusalvage the situation. I can say our people acted promptly. They helped, but now they could not help the lives of the 5 people who perished on the spot. They burnt beyond the recognition. We are just condoling with the family. We hope Mungu atawapea courage. The sick person, we are praying for him, but now it was a worse, the condition was worse, so we don't expect much.
Residents are now urging the government to establish fire departments in every constituency, emphasizing that such incidents could have been prevented with better firefighting resources.
Tunaomba kama hospital ward ili governor wetu Honorable Sakaja atusaidie nayo, watuletee magari ya usimamoto kwa kila constituency. Ndio vitu kama hizi tungekuwa na gari mapema, kitu kama hii haingefanyika.
Moto naye hii ni ya pili, lakini umejua sasa hizi janga zinatukumba kila mara. Ya kwanza ilikuwa ni floods, ilikuja ikatupeleka hapa. Ya pili ikakuja tulibomolewa hapa yote ilibomolewa, hata hapa ilibomolewa, lakini hizi nyumba ndio zilibaki. Sasa ndio hii mara ya 3 ni moto.
The forensic team is currently investigating the cause of the fire. Brenda Nyongesa, Kutv.
Now, Tanzanian opposition leader Tundu Lissu appeared before the Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court today under tight security as his legal battle continues to unfold. Government lawyers sought additional time to include their investigations, leading to Lissu's return to prison until his next court hearing scheduled for June 2nd. The high-profile case has drawn significant attention from regional human rights activists, particularly from Kenya. While several Kenyan activists were denied entry into Tanzania, former Chief Justice David Maraga was notably allowed to witness the proceedings, further intensifying focus on the case.
Chadema party leader Tundu Lissu was brought to Kisutu Magistrate Court under heavy security. Guarded all the way to the dock, he smiled as he stood before the resident magistrate Franco Kiswaga. The Tanzanian government lawyers told the court that the investigation into the case is in its final stages. However, Lissu's lawyer requested the case proceed in the normal legal process rather than through the virtual sessions. The magistrate granted this request and warned those attending the proceedings to remain calm. Lissu was returned to prison with the case set to resume on 2nd June. Tundu Lissu was arrested by the Tanzanian police on 9th April this year after concluding a Chadema public rally in Mbinga. His arrest is linked to allegations of treason and incitement for urging citizens to boycott elections unless electoral reforms are carried out. Using the well-known slogan, "No reforms, no elections," he is also accused of publishing false information. The case involving the Tanzania's opposition leader has attracted attention from activists and human rights groups, particularly from Kenya. However, many of them were denied entry into Tanzania to attend the hearing. They were deported back upon arrival at Julius Nyerere International Airport. However, former Chief Justice David Maraga was granted entry and was able to attend the proceedings.
Have been detained awaiting deportation. We thought that as citizens of Jumuiya we were free, but not yet uhuru.
The Kenyans who were denied entry into Tanzania to follow Tundu Lissu's case include opposition leader Martha Karua, former Chief Justice Willy Mutunga, human rights advocate Lynn Ngugi, and lawyer Gloria Kimani. Activists Hanifa Adan and Hussein Khalid were also denied entry, while activist Boniface Mwangi found himself in trouble while in Tanzania. The Kenyan government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura defended the Kenyan government's action, stating that the decisions were made independent by the Tanzanian state. Blue Smile Hassan, KUTV.
Thank you, Blue Smile. Now that story takes us to a very fast break on the broadcast tonight. Stay with us.
Badala ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila woga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
KUTV ilipatia mahali pa kunawiri makali yangu. KUTV imenisaidia sana, and hadi wa leo I still meet people who tell me, si wewe ulianzeaga KUTV?
Nani ukuamini?
Sikuamini. Mfano kabisa ningesema hujambo mtazamaji kwa sauti, lakini wakati huu nikisema hujambo, yani inakuja na ile command. Back then, as much as it's a long time ago, they still recall.
Unakumbuka nilikuwa hapa KUTV wakati huo. Alafu simu ikaingia namba 0719. Hello, this is the Standard Group.
So it shows that visibility is definitely important. Nikilinganisha safari hizo mbili, kuna utofauti mkubwa sana.
It was a dream come true for me.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Anyango, Sylvia.
Come back now. Fafi Member of Parliament, that is Salah Yakub, has openly criticized the government's recent decision to designate areas in Masalani, Garissa and Tana River counties as protected zones. The move, led by Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, came through an official notice dated 16th May. It declared the Masalani National Intelligence Service NIS campus and the surrounding Jamhuri areas along with the Tana River NIS campus as restricted zones requiring heightened security measures. MP Yakub argues that this decision could adversely affect local residents, questioning its necessity and potential impact on the community.
Speaking in Bura East Town, Garissa County during a livestock restocking exercise, Fafi Member of Parliament Salah Yakub condemned the move to designate parts of Masalani in Garissa and Tana River counties as protected areas, terming it as counterproductive and punitive order against his people. According to MP Yakub, this decision directly impacts residents of Masalani and neighboring areas who will now require Haji's approval for access.
He is not performing professional kabisa. He is not. Ni chungu sana niongee kuhusu brother yangu atolewe kazi ama mtoshe. Sisi tunaelewa mambo ya protected areas. Sisi tunaelewa uchungu tulipitizwa tikiwa na maximum security. Sasa wewe ukisema umejenga boma nzima, hata mtu anapoingia anaambiwa ya kwamba lazima achukue ruhusa from the head director of DIG, director of intelligence. Sasa unatuambia nini?
Yakub accused the NIS Director General of potentially misusing the order, citing past instances of alleged abuse. Yakub expressed deep concern over the implications of the protected area designation, drawing parallels to past experiences of government overreach.
That will attract, hiyo sasa itavutia wale magaidi. Itavutia kabisa. Inasema hapa sasa kuna maximum security, lazima tuende tufanye kazi kuli. You can't add an assault on an injury. Wezi ni chungu sana niongee hiyo. Waziri wa Interior, ile gazettement alifanya jana usiku ya protection of Masalani campus, anasema ya intelligence, hiyo kitu atupilie mbali, ama sisi tutaenda kotini na tunasimamisha hata kama si bunge huko.
The Member of Parliament demanded the immediate degazettement of the order, threatening to mobilize residents for legal action if the government fails to comply. He also issued a stern warning to President William Ruto, stating that regional support will hinge on developmental progress and the cessation of perceived discriminatory policies.
Toa hiyo, you have not done public participation. Hujaongea na watu wa Bura, hujaongea na watu wa Ijara, because that's a county thing, it's not a Masalani thing. Hujaongea na watu wa Bura, hujaongea na watu wa Masalani, hujaongea na watu wa Lagdera, mpaka sisi leaders na constituencies na all Garissa wote wakubaliane.
While the government did not explicitly state the reasons for the protected area designation, it is understood that NIS facilities house sensitive intelligence operations necessitating stringent access control for security and confidentiality. The Protected Areas Act CAP 204 provides the legal framework for such restrictions in the interest of national security. Rajab Juma, KUTV.
Now, the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs, Geoffrey Ruku, has reaffirmed the government's commitment to accelerating development, empowering youth, and fostering national unity ahead of the 2027 general elections. Speaking during an event in Kirinyaga County, CS Ruku emphasized the importance of unity and urged residents to register for the Social Health Insurance Scheme, which aims to enhance access to healthcare. He also cautioned the public against leaders who use the divisive rhetoric, emphasizing the role of peace in progress. Additionally, Ruku unveiled a new youth engagement program designed to involve youth, young people, in assisting elderly citizens with digital government services at Huduma centers, a move expected to promote inclusivity and create job opportunities.
Kwa sasa serikali imepata pesa ambayo itatumia kukwamua zile barabara zote ambazo zilikuwa zimekwama, na ndio unaona kwa sasa contractors wameanza kurudi katika kazi. Mpango ya bima ya hospitali, hiyo mpango kwa sasa, yale maneno ambayo ilikuwa inaleta shinda imetatuliwa, na kwa sasa ukipata ugonjwa uende pale hospitali utaweza pata nafasi ya kulipiwa na SHA. Kwa hivyo sisi zote ambao hatuna bima ya hospitali tujihakikishe ya kwamba tumejiandikisha katika mpango ya SHA.
Now, a section of grassroots leaders from Matungulu in Machakos County has come out in strong support of President William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza administration. The leaders cited the desire to align with the government's development agenda, emphasizing their interest in benefiting from ongoing and future national projects. They pledged their backing for the president, provided his administration delivers on its promises. These sentiments come as the government continues to roll out its development initiatives across the country. Let's listen to what the leaders had to say.
Leaders from Matungulu, Machakos County has commended President William Ruto for what they termed as showing commitment to uplifting and develop regions, saying that they are eager to receive him during his expected tour to the Ukambani region. As part of their development priorities, the leaders highlighted the urgent need to reconstruct the Oldonyo Sabuk Bridge, which was destroyed last year when the river flooded.
Kwa hilo tunajua barabara inakuja sasa.
These leaders' sentiments comes at a time when political tension continues to surface around the country with the formation of the New People's Liberation Party PLP, with Kalonzo Musyoka being a part of the party. Questions now arising.
Tunakupenda sana, sisi ni watu wa UDA from scratch mpaka 2032 na tuko na wewe kabisa, wapende wasipende, sisi hatuko kwa opposition. Opposition kama hawataki tutafanya kazi na wewe, na tunafanyanga kazi na ile serikali iko. Na president tunakukaribisha sana, karibu huku kwetu Matungulu.
Additionally, the local residents have shown their undying support for President Ruto, condemning those who oppose him and encourage the need for development instead, promising to support Ruto ahead of 2027 elections.
Sisi raisi tunakutambua, wewe ndio rais wetu wa Kenya, na kiti tunakupea mpaka 2032. Hatuoni mtu wa kupingana na wewe. Sisi hatuko kwa Kalonzo, sisi hatuko kwa Matiang'i, tuko chini yako.
Kwa kuwa kuna kasumba kaliingia mahali, tunakuomba utusamee. Kama kuna mtu alikupiganisha na sisi, tunaomba utusamee sana. Tunakupenda sana Matungulu Northward. Tunakukaribisha sana kwa kuwa tunakupenda.
Omba rais.
Henceforth, this move of support marks a notable shift in the political dynamics of Ukambani, a region historically considered as an opposition stronghold. James Baraka for Kutv.
Now we are taking yet again another short break. We'll be back with sports.
Na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka akawa tuzo, ukakamavu wake ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii kwa machozi na makeke.
Now, in sports tonight, Kenya's sprint sensation Ferdinand Omanyala is set to take on the Rabat Diamond League this Sunday, May 25th, 2025, marking his third Diamond League appearance this season. Omanyala, who finished third in Rabat back in 2023, is keen to improve his performance as he issues these elite races to refine his strategy ahead of the World Championships in Tokyo later this year. After Rabat, he will grace home soil at the Keep Keino Classic in Nairobi on May 31st, 2025, with all eyes on his preparations for the global stage. These events are critical as Omanyala sharpens his focus for Tokyo, where he has already secured a place in the 4x100 meters replay. The Rabat Diamond League, part of the prestigious Wonder Diamond League series, promises thrilling competition. Now, Arsenal secured a crucial 1-0 win over Newcastle yesterday thanks to a spectacular goal from Declan Rice, sealing their spot in next season's Champions League. The victory boosts Arsenal's position as the Premier League race for European places hits up Newcastle, Chelsea and Aston Villa all recorded wins to keep their hopes alive, while Manchester City, with the 2 games in hand, remain strong contenders. Nottingham Forest's recent win also keeps the competition fierce heading into the final match day. The stage is set for a thrilling last Sunday of the season as several teams battle for the remaining Champions League spots alongside Liverpool and Arsenal. Now that marks the end of our broadcast tonight. Thank you so much for choosing our news tonight. This is on behalf of the production team behind this production, that is the ladies and gentlemen. I would have said men and women, but unfortunately, we don't have men and women. We have ladies and gentlemen, led by my producer, Edward Nyamu, and director, Melton Conchella. Thank you so much for choosing our news tonight. This has been KUTV News at 9 with me, Anyango Sylvia, and our sign language interpreter, that is Brian Peru. Have a good night.